All right, everybody. On this episode of the Urban Retrospect, we're going to be having a conversation with a credit expert about credit repair, credit knowledge, credit education, the uses of credit, everything credit. So please be sure to take a listen and learn some.
King Cobra.
Welcome, everybody, back to another edition of the Urban Retrospect, and Happy New Year. Welcome to 2025. I am King Cloud. I'll be today's host. And as with me, as always, today we got my boy Big G down in Cincinnati. We got my boy PB, or Simply P, down in Panama City, Florida. We got Ramsey James hanging out in Nashville. And also in Nashville, we got my boy Scott Jones. All right. And today's show, we have a special guest. We got some, we got tax season coming about. We got people that are gonna be filing and getting large sums of money. We got people that's gonna be snuggling up because some folks gonna be getting some large sums of money. Well, while you're getting all of that money, we also want you to take into consideration your credit and what are you doing with your credit? How are you taking care of your credit and the importance of doing so? And tonight we brought on a credit expert, my homeboy Keith Pauldo. Please give it up for my dog Keith Pauldo in the
Yeah, dog. What's up, man? I appreciate y'all bringing me out, man. Look, that introduction does no justice for me,
Here
man. I
we go.
appreciate y'all.
For sure. And listen, man, and for all of y'all out here, I have known Keith Pauldo. Look, I don't even know why I'm calling him Keith Pauldo. No, nobody call him Keith. I've known Pauldo for the last 20 some odd years because, as always, I brought on another esteemed brother from the righteous side of 1911, a part of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated.
This is blasphemy. So close to January 5th.
Just saying, man.
Blasphemy.
Look, we gonna do the church announcements for y'all.
You know,
It's the whole month. We just gonna take care of the whole rest of y'all. It's just the January lineup.
hey, hey, we let y'all have J5. It's J9 right now. So I mean, hey, you know what I'm saying? We
Yeah,
let you have it. We taking the rest of it back over. That's it.
for sure.
But yeah, guys. So look, as always, we're gonna have a good show. We're gonna have fun. And we're gonna get into it with some real good questions about credit. And Pauldo's gonna give you his insight on how he got here, what he's doing, and the things that you should be doing to make sure you're taking care of you and yours. All right. Now, before we get into the actual interview and all of that, we gotta give y'all the information on how to find us, where to reach us, and all of that good stuff. In order to do that, I'm gonna turn it over to my homeboy Scott Jones.
Well, at the end of the show, if you like what you're watching, you like what you hear, please hit that like button and the subscribe button. Please share with your friends and family about all the good stuff we're trying to do on here for you. But also catch us on Facebook as well as Instagram, TikTok for maybe 10 more days at the Urban Retrospect. But you can also find us on, well, I'm not even going to say the other one. But if you have any questions, shoot us an email at theurbanretrospect@gmail.com. And if to catch a little bit about everything, a little bit about us, former shows, and more, just go to www.theurbanretrospect.com. Back at you.
There we go. Appreciate that, Scott Jones. All right. Everybody, like I said, we getting ready to jump in, talk to this credit expert, and let's just go ahead and hop right to it. All right. So, Pauldo, my dog, can you please start out by letting us know, telling us a little bit about your background and how you became this credit guru and you gained all of this knowledge about credit?
Oh man, it's a story that I probably have told so many times to clients and friends, but man, I had actually purchased a house and was living in probably about 2, 3 years. And I got upside down on the house and didn't realize it. But I didn't know any better, so I just let it go. Um, just let it go back because I had no idea what I was doing. As a young black man, we get in over our heads a lot, and that's what I did. So I let the house go back, thinking that that's all I needed to do, and I was good. But then I went to apply for another house when I felt I was ready, and I got denied, not knowing the reasoning behind it, anything like that. So I met, matter of fact, another one of our good fraternity brothers. You know him, Mr. LT out of Chicago.
Rue the Roadside Q's. I just want to say what's up to
Root
the
to the
brother.
roadside cues. He asked me, dog, do you know anybody with less than perfect credit? And I raised both of my hands and told him, yeah, that's me. And so he got me hooked up into the business. And from there, that was about what 2009. And I started my journey of learning everything that I possibly can about credit and how it works and what I can do with it, where to leverage it at. And yeah, so it's just been a constant thing. And I still search the internet now, just finding new things, how they're recalculating credit scores, just constantly trying to make sure that I'm up on game so I can give it out to anybody else.
Okay. Now, can you tell us, for those that are just starting out, what is credit and why is it so important in our financial lives?
Oh man, credit. Credit is your life's report card when it comes to financial standing. Basically, it's how much money that you can be able to get whenever you are attempting to purchase a house or leveraging to purchase a car. Uh, Credit is your lifeline. Is another thing that I would like to say. Basically, it's a three-digit score that ranges from 350 to 850. And if you're anywhere below seven, then you need to holler at me or somebody else that needs to get you up on game. But it allows us to be able to function without having to use our cash all the time because we know as black people cash is king on our side, but the true actuality is credit is the power that we need to be able to stay that king.
Oh, so you don't subscribe to the money in the mattress.
Man, stop. Hey, what you want? Inflation to eat it up? That's what you want? You want the inflation to take all of it? Yeah, nah, I don't subscribe to that because that's a whole nother mindset to where we need to understand money. What it like? Again, I'm gonna ask y'all a question right now.
Okay.
Just as it, what is money used for?
I would say to purchase things that you want or need.
Yeah, exchange.
Uh-huh. See, that's this is where I want you to change your mindset.
Mhm.
The wealthy look at money to make more money.
Mm.
So that's the more important part of what the credit score is, because you take your credit score and you leverage that score to go purchase an asset so that you can make more money.
Mhm. Yep.
All right. Well, then, you just gave us a correction about, a different way to look at it, maybe how we should be looking at it, or how anybody should be looking at it. Can you give us some common myths about credit that you've encountered, in your journey and as you teach and grow?
Yeah. One of the biggest ones is just paying your bills and you'll be fine with your credit score if you just pay your bills. But most of our bills don't even report to the credit bureaus. Um, Now, if you have a mortgage, it does. If you've gone out and you've purchased a car, then most likely it reports to your credit bureaus. But our average bills are lights, water, those things don't report to the credit bureau. So you just making those payments. Um, the other big thing that I come across is if, man, I don't need credit.
Mhm.
Like I just don't need it. I'm good with cash. Like we're talking about, cash is king. I don't need that. I'm good with just having cash. I don't need to get credit to do anything. Like, but the biggest part I ran into, and I've run into with a lot of my clients, is when they decide that they do want to go purchase that house, they don't have any credit, so they can't get it because nobody wants to give them a house if they got they might have $10,000 in cash, but they've never had any way to manage that money, so they don't know how to do it because they don't have a credit score. Yeah. Those are two of the most common myths that I've run across. And then the other one, that I could just wait the 7 years for it to fall off. Uh,
That we were just talking about before
But
the show.
yeah,
yeah, is that true or what, man?
I sometimes, but in our actuality, that stuff still stays on there after the 7 years,
Okay.
because if you don't check it, who gonna tell it to fall off?
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember President Obama passed that bill that allow us to get our annual credit check.
Yeah,
That's still active?
Yeah.
every year
Yeah.
you can get a copy of it. Every
Yeah.
12 months you can get a
Every
copy of
12
your
months. Yeah.
report. Yep, sure can.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, leads into my question, and I guess this is more so on the exploring the credit repair, credit score basics. What are the key factors that influence a person's credit score?
It's we got five factors that generally we talk about when we talking about the credit score. Um, Payment history is the biggest one. So again, paying your bills is still good, but it's not the whole thing. You want to make sure that you are keeping the payments going. Don't miss a payment, because that's where you can knock your score down with just one missed payment. It's about 60 to 70 points.
Mm.
Yes, Lord.
The uh, amounts owed, the total amount of credit that you have. That's the next part, which is about 30% of your score. Then we have the length of credit history. That is how long you've had it. You don't want to close out those old accounts that you get, because the longer you have credit history, the better it is for you. What's
So
the
don't close
next?
out that Discover card I got at TSU back in
Man,
the day.
man, that's the one that's gonna really make it happen for you, right?
You hear that, King?
Hey, man, it's already fallen off.
Now again, that's because it needed to fall off because
But
it
no,
was
100%.
overcharged.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I had that and the Dillons.
Look,
Man,
that's
Oh, yeah.
the one we
Dylan's?
signed for that T-shirt, and went to Dylan's and got the fresh gear for the homecoming outfit
Yes,
that year,
yes,
huh?
yes, yes. You know it.
Yeah,
And, hey, that
yeah.
one King got the pajama jam.
hey.
No, don't talk about the pajama jam.
Well, I do have a question regarding what Parent just said. Don't they say if you have, I guess, open credit cards,
Mhm.
even if they're paid off, isn't that considered as debt, outstanding money there?
If you have a credit card that's paid off and it's open,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
that's great.
Well, they say it's great, but don't they say that that's money, I guess, that you still would owe, and it's just showing that you have that, not that you have that much more money, but that's more money that you owe because that's a credit that's, I guess, in your name or whatever. Maybe I'm
Nah,
saying,
if it's paid off, you don't owe anything. You just have it available to you to use if you need it.
Use it. Yeah.
okay,
Because
Yeah,
when it hit the
see,
fan, they think you're gonna go use that card. Because you're
man.
gonna be like, yeah, that's what they
Yeah,
want you.
when all else fails, if you lose the job and you
Yeah.
don't have nothing to fall
Yep.
back on, listen,
You
hey,
got that card, Scott,
you
right
know
there.
what? I might have to just use that.
Use
That
the
might be
card.
the
Okay.
emergency
Yeah.
fund that I have to fall back on.
What's available?
Yeah, that the available credit that you have.
Yeah.
That ties back into the utilization of the card. So
Okay.
that's another thing that people want to talk about. We don't want to max out our credit cards. We want to keep them between 10 to 20% to really be on top of our game. We wanted that 8 to 9%
Okay.
of the total amount that's owed. I mean, the total amount that's on the actual card. And then the last thing that we talk about is the credit mix. Now, the credit mix is different between, the revolving credit, which is our credit cards. Then we talk about the loans that we may have, like the mortgage, personal loans, things of that nature. A proper mix between those is good to have so that it looks better on your report as well.
Would the department store credit cards look better than the Masters and Visas?
Absolutely
The same.
Absolutely not.
They all look the
The
same.
MasterCards and Visas look better simply because you're probably going to get a better rate than those store credit cards.
Yeah.
Them store credit cards usually be about 40%.
Yeah, chop that Sears card up, Ramsey. Even though they close.
Now here's the thing. I won't necessarily say chop it up, Ramsey. Don't do that. But what I will say, if you do buy something with that card, just pay it off within that 30 days.
Oh yeah, that's what we do.
Yeah,
that's what I do in my Best Buy.
Yeah,
Man, I
yeah.
say do
Best
that
Buy
with all
card,
of that.
P.
Oh
Best
yeah,
Buy.
the Best Buy. Oh y'all bold. That's my dog. I need to get one of those. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, I got a question, and it, a little bit off script here, but can you tell us the pluses and minuses of having like an Amex? Because they're not accepted everywhere.
Yeah.
Discover
two.
Discover two. What are the pluses and minuses of cards like that, and why are they not accepted everywhere?
The two, I mean, I always say American Express is good for you, because they might not be accepted around here, but when you travel across the pond, as they say, when you overseas, you'll be able to exchange a lot easier with the American Express. Discover, it's gotten better, but those two, Amex and Discover, they have more stricter rules on their banking. So a lot of times when you use people don't accept them because they have a hard time getting their money sometimes because of the fraud connection to it. So that's the reason. That's the pros and cons between the two, because you have a lot of places that might not take them, whether you have that than any of the rest of them.
Can you explain that a little bit more? What do you mean the fraud connection to it?
There's real fraud protection with American Express.
So you can call. Yeah, you can call
Like,
and say, "Hey, I didn't use my American Express." You can buy something. Say, "I ain't use my American Express card at Best Buy." They will call Best Buy and say, "Ken didn't use his American card at Best Buy, so we're not gonna pay.
We're not gonna send you your money."
And that's it.
Time for no TV.
That's why a lot of places don't accept American Express and Discover, because of that fact that they got your back.
Okay. Yeah, and even though you used it, they gonna be like, "No, we didn't use it." And that's
we ain't
it.
giving you.
We ain't paying
that money. We got a red flag call on it.
What happened when they say pull up the camera?
I don't know.
Show me.
Yeah.
Kids like this.
Hey, G. Why you got that purple hoodie on? And it say roadside. That's not you?
Look, and that's when Ken just gotta say, "It wasn't me.
It wasn't me. Hey, it was AI."
That's it. It was AI generated.
Hey, so Mike, this leads to one of my questions. So, what are the most common mistakes that people do to mess up their credit, besides putting it in my baby's name?
Yeah, the common mistake is co-signing.
Co-signing? Oh, really? That's a big no-no? It ain't co-signing for you no more.
Co-signing for that person that, you know what I'm saying, and they just decide that they ain't gonna pay it, but now you left with the bill.
You left with the bill.
Yep.
But we don't. Hey, so if I co-sign Ken stuff, we can't split the credit score in half. Like Ken go down 100 and I go 100, or just 200 for both of us.
200 for both.
But we co-sign.
Everybody bad off. That's everybody bad.
Man,
I had one more question. I'm sorry before you
Oh
go to
no,
your
you
second
go
good.
ahead.
question, parent.
No,
Well,
you
number
good.
one, Ramsey, go ahead and cut up that Sears credit card because Sears is closed. At least
But
it's
no-
closed too. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Mess
So
up
that
my
Sears
availability.
Roebuck closed.
Your score just went down, Ram. 50 points.
Actually, don't cut it up. Put it in a frame and save it.
Right. Hey, I came across my parents' first one. It was a Sears card that was gold about this shape. It wasn't even your regular shape. But the
Roebuck
other
was a
question I was
black
going to ask
man.
is how can someone check their credit score, and is how often can they do it? Because that's
Man,
one of the big things everybody's always worried about. I don't want to check it because it's going to make my credit score
Yeah,
go.
good question.
now again, if you pull it enough, like it's a difference between a hard pull and a soft pull.
Okay.
The hard pull is the one that'll drop the score down. But a lot of times, what you really need to focus on is those five factors that we talked about earlier.
Okay.
So you can pull your credit report. The one that I use is annualcreditreport.com. You
That's the
can go
free.
there and have them send you the reports out so that you can check your actual reports and see exactly what you have on them. Now, if you have everything on there like you're supposed to, then you know that your score should be around this amount. As far as if you have a good mix of credit, if you have the length of history over 5 years, if you have the amounts owed down to the 9 to 10%, if you have that and you've been paying your bills on time, no late payments, anything like that, then your score is probably going to be in the 700 somewhere, right? So, and that's if you have about 10 accounts, you should be good to go. But if you want to check it and make sure it's good, you can, like I said, you got several different options that you can go through. Your bank, you can go to your bank and have them pull it for you.
Oh, really?
Uh, yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
All
Uh,
three, they do all three?
yeah, the bank generally does your FICO score.
Okay.
And that's the one that most people are going by is with your FICO.
Yeah.
The other ones, like we hear, you may have heard of Credit Karma.
Yeah.
Credit Karma is what we call a Vantage score. It's not accepted by most lenders, but it gives you an around that range to kind of give you an idea of what you might have.
So how close? What's the range of my karma, that credit versus fight? They within each other,
A
50
lot of
points,
times it can be off 30 to 40 points.
and that's big.
Yeah, that's a big, but like I said, if you actually look at your credit score, I mean look at your credit reports and they are maintained, then that gives you a better idea of what you're it's understanding what you need to have for your credit score, really.
So when you say hard pull and soft pull, what's the difference? Is hard pull buying a car? Soft pull is a dealer's card. What's the difference between the two?
Hard pull is when they actually, like you said, if you do go to get a car, and that's a big
That's
no.
a
Don't
big one,
go to the
right?
car lot and have them pull your credit because they gonna call around to every Uncle Joe, Sue, Harry, Larry, and try to get that car financed for you. So they might pull it 12, 13 times.
Ah,
You don't want to do that. Just a little tip for that. Go to a credit union, get a relationship with the credit union, talk to them about, getting the car. They'll give you what you need, and then you can go to them and tell them this is what I got. So you already know how much you've been approved for up front, and you can just tell them, I got this amount of money. What you gonna do?
Yeah, I want to, if I can, I want to just piggyback on that. So that's exactly what I did for my last few cars. I go and run it. Well, I have freecreditreport.com. And so, I mean, I can see my credit score as it goes up and down, and then I run a report once a year. But since I can see it as it, goes up and down, whatever it varies, I take that, and then most of the lenders, you can go to a website or you can go into the actual brick and mortar, and it'll tell you what their interest rates are based on certain credit score
score.
ranges.
Yeah.
And so that way, the thing, and it comes in beneficial because now you come in there and you can tell them this is where I know I'm going to fall because I know what my credit score is, and you can actually run the numbers a whole lot better, and you can shop the lender that's best for you.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
boy, you preaching right now. Who you? What you say your name is?
Hey man,
All
hey.
right. So what's the soft pull then? The hard
The
one's the
soft
car, the house.
the soft pull is a lot of times, like you said, you have you ever gotten those pre-applications
Yeah.
where it says like, hey, you've been pre-approved for this?
Yeah.
A lot of times it'll be a soft pull that's being done. Or
Oh.
if you have a credit card and you want to increase on your credit limit, you can get a soft pull, which again, it doesn't affect your credit score at all.
Okay. That's what I want to know. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, then go back to my other question. So what is the biggest mistakes you do uh that people do to mess up their credit besides co-signing?
Let's see what else besides co-signing is, like you said, just buying stuff they ain't got no business buying.
That is simple as that.
Yeah, just you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna go out here and buy this new TV that I don't need, but I'm gonna go ahead and put it on this card, and I'm gonna slowly
Yeah.
pay it back, and then I'm gonna forget to pay it back.
So how late can you touched on a little bit? How late can you be on a credit card or a debt before
You
your credit score go down?
you can't be late.
Don't be
The
late at
minute
all.
the
Trick question.
minute you late, it's over with.
So
Yep, it's gonna they gonna hit you with that left and right, and then you like please. So that's the
but like
other
you miss
thing.
it one day. Say if I'm kicking it with y'all, I overslept the next day. If I miss that one day, that's it.
Now I will tell you, you usually have a 5 day grace period from your
5 day grace period.
statement date to
Yeah.
the actual date that it actually closes out.
Mm-hmm.
You
They gonna
usually have
charge
a
that
five
late
day,
fee though.
but they gonna charge you a late fee, yeah.
Right. But that'll
But
hurt your
you
credit.
but it usually don't hurt your credit
Okay.
within 5 days.
All right. Yeah. All right.
Now
There you
again,
go.
that's not all of them. Some of them still be like, listen, hey, you were late on
You
this
were
date.
late.
But a general rule is that you have 5 days from the statement date until the actual date of the closing cycle in which it was paid.
Yeah.
So we talked about the late payments. So let's say I messed my credit up. What's the first step someone should do when they have, you know, trying to repair their credit?
Man, pull your report. Pull your report and see exactly what you have on it. That's the very first step. Because a lot of times we really don't know what's on our report, and we're like, man, it's so far gone that we just don't understand. But a lot of times the things that we can do to correct it are really simple. Let's say on our reports, a lot of times we have several different names that are showing up on our credit reports. You want to make sure it's only one name. Whatever name you going by, whatever name you have on your driver's license, you want to make sure it has just one name on your credit report. You want to make sure there's one address on your credit report. You want to make sure there's one phone number on your credit report. You want to make sure there's one job, and that's your current job on your credit report. Because all of those things play into the factors of the things that may be harming you on your credit report because they may be associated with the old stuff that you have.
So that's that. All right, that's good. I'm learning. So if I see something that's an error and I want to dispute it on my credit report, how does someone go about doing that? And is that even effective?
Absolutely. The most effective way of doing it is simply writing letters. You can write a letter to the credit bureau explaining just that, but you have to pull your report first so that you can see which ones are associated with what information that you want to update. So, you know what I'm saying, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, they a lot of times report different stuff. So because of that, you may have it correct on this report, but it's off on these other two. So now you can use the one report that's correct to get it updated with the other two.
Is there any way to salvage that relationship with them?
Oh yeah, good
Absolutely.
question. Good question.
It's always a way to salvage the relationship. Sometimes it requires you doing a little extra, making a phone call. But it's all about staying in communication.
Yeah,
Like as a old saying that I heard, communication rules the nation.
yeah.
So just like if you were to prevent that from happening, just not to jump off what you were asking the question about, but to prevent that from happening, just make a phone call, be like, hey, this is what's going on with me
So,
right now.
so you can say I
So
was young and dumb, and yeah, I want to fix it, like Ram
yeah,
said. So I was
I
just
want to
young and dumb.
reestablish a relationship.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
what
I
I've been
bought.
doing lately.
Yeah, I was caking.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry. I
You're
ain't gonna do it no more.
Thank
I
you.
ain't gonna do it, baby.
So for real, that'll work.
I
All
went to
right.
the cooker.
Look, sometimes look,
What do you say?
we have goodwill letters that we can write.
So
It's a lot of different things that we can
so
do.
okay. It's, sorry, Kim, but how you write a letter to a credit person? What you say? Hey, what's up? This is P. I just want to tell you.
He
This
said, "This is
being
Pete."
Brown.
There's a
See, and
lot
I'm
of
a Scorpio.
Oh, sir, what you
there's a
say,
lot
man?
of
What?
different
Okay, hey, discover. What
it's a
do?
lot of different jargon that's out there, but really, I mean, like you said, it's depending on the conversation that you want to have. They're tax codes, or we like to call they're codes that are out there.
Yeah, words that you
Um,
use. Yeah.
yeah, you just gotta find one that works for you.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
On the credit thing, it says that when you click on it, it says you can say, I don't owe these people. You can use be able to click on it. So now you saying write a letter is better.
Because
Not at,
when you click on it, where are you clicking on it at?
at the creditreport.com site that y'all just said. Yeah.
Right,
Good
right.
point. Good point. I got you.
So
So yeah.
so they're getting your information from you directly from you
Uh-huh.
when you click on that button. You have to put in all your information on that site, don't you?
Yeah. So I can't say I don't owe them. And then they're supposed to come back and be like, yes, you do. That's the rule I heard. So that's not true no more.
That's still true. They supposed to come back and say that every time. That's what they want because they want you to owe.
But don't do it that way on the site. You saying write the letter.
Write the letter and make them do their job.
Okay.
We
So
we're
easy,
we're
though.
not we're not here to say it is. We're here to ask them to verify it and do their job to make sure they get it right.
Mm-hmm.
Because we always say when you apply for that, when you like you said, you go to Dillard's and get that credit card there, right? Now, according to the credit bureaus, somebody is supposed to call you and verify that it's you that's getting that credit card. How many times y'all done got a call?
Good point. I ain't never got a call, but I got the
Yeah,
card though.
but you got that card, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
they ain't verified that with who they verified it with.
Dang. Why you didn't tell me that when we was at TSU? Not that we were gonna do something, Ken.
Right, like we was gonna do something different at that time.
Back in the day, that check scam was getting people, boy. Trying to get out such.
But yeah, so yeah, it's a lot of
Yeah,
different things that we can make adjustments with knowing the facts of the law.
yeah,
Consumer laws are important to us.
yeah. Good
We are
question. Yeah,
protected by those laws. So we have to make sure that they honor them because a lot of people don't know this either. The credit bureaus get sued so much. They pay millions and millions of dollars in lawsuits from the FCC because they are doing wrong.
oh yeah,
But they don't care because they making billions and billions
yeah.
of
You saying the
dollars.
credit bureau like you saying the big three as the
Yeah,
credit bureau? Not yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Now there are what we call secondary bureaus as well. Um, and that's usually who are the ones that they seek to actually verify your information,
Them
like
snitches.
LexisNexis,
Mhm.
Sage Stream.
Yeah.
These are the secondary bureaus that they use to verify that information. So you could actually go in there and suppress them from passing your information on because it's a breach of your privacy.
Mm.
Mm.
Thank you.
Okay. There's some great info.
Yeah, definitely.
Before I go to my question, I'm going to ask the audience if you all like what you all are watching right now. Please hit that like and that subscribe button just so you can see other shows that we have coming on. But my next question is, what are the best ways to build and maintain good credit over time?
Oh man, the best ways to build and maintain credit would be, like you said, establishing credit, going to find credit unions or local banks, setting up with them personal loans, personal pledge loans, to where basically you have your money in the bank, they leverage your money to give you credit. I mean, give you a loan on top of that, and you just leave that money in a bank account and let them pull it back and pay it monthly. That's one of the best ways to begin to establish credit.
Is that
Now
like a
we have so
secure
many
loan?
different. Say that again.
Is that like a secure loan?
Like a secured loan, kinda.
Okay.
But some of them don't even. You don't even have to have a secured loan. It's just something that they, like you said, if you have some money in there because you've established that relationship with that bank, they'll let you get a small loan.
Okay.
Yep. That's the number one way to get you started building your credit. There's some other ones. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of Kickoff.
Yeah, I
Kickoff
heard
is
of
a platform that you can start to establish credit. I think like $5 will get you a 3,500 credit line that reports to all three bureaus. So you can get a primary trade line that way. Um, Credit Strong is another one that you can establish a say a primary trade line. So yeah, there's several different ones, just depending on your situation that you can definitely take a look at building. But you get those three starting off, that's a strong start for you, especially if you don't have any credit.
Now, how important is budgeting when it comes to maintaining good credit?
Budget is the foundation.
Yes.
It's the foundation of it all. You when it comes to finances, budget is the foundation. Um, because you have to know where your money is going and where it is so that you can know how much money you have to invest and save.
Okay.
All right. What's the best way to use credit cards responsibly?
Whatever you have, if you were going to use cash to pay for it, use your credit card instead, and then use your cash to pay that credit card off. That way you win on two sides.
So you want to have your credit card paid off totally at the end by the end of the month?
Oh,
You
yeah.
can
Good question.
leave a little bit on there, a few dollars. Like I said, the main thing is you want to make sure that it stays underneath that 9 to 10% of utilization rate.
Why was I told 30%?
10% is to maintain your credit, but
Yeah.
if you're wanting to build it,
Yeah.
that 9 to 10% is where it needs to
Okay.
be.
Okay.
Every month. You saying it's okay. So
Yeah,
if I got a
every
credit
month.
score, yeah, if I got a credit of $5,000, you saying I should spend
Man, you would say 5,000. Most people
so,
use round terms like 1,000. Let's see.
but I got kid money. You see what I'm saying? I gotta use a high
Well, just
budget.
say 10,000. Like, let's keep it
10,000.
easy.
Make the math easy. That's what he's saying. That boy said
10%.
5.
Let's make it easy. Golly.
Okay, my bad, big dog. Okay, if I had kid money, 10,000 credit. What I do, man?
So yeah, so if you know what I'm saying, you had 10,000, we want to keep it at 1,000 or below.
Okay.
So I got a question. I got a
oh,
question to follow up on that, Pauldo. Can you talk to people about using points with their credit card? So listening, when you were talking about going on ahead and purchasing something and then paying it off, can you, just talk to the people about what it means to use your credit card to gain points, the type of things, and the benefits, and if you know of any negatives of doing it, that?
I truly, I'm gonna just say, I truly don't know any negatives of using it like that.
Yeah, I don't either, but that's what I was asking.
Yeah.
But as far as the upside is, like I said, again, we're talking about when you're using somebody else's money, there's incentives for using it. Like the Amex cards. Most Amex cards give you points for using. You get travel points. So you can if you use your American Express card to pay your utility bills, then you're gonna build up points to where when it's time to go on vacation, you might not have to swipe the card. I mean, you might not have to use any money because your points are now paying for your travel expenses or paying for your hotel expenses. And then also when you get to the airport, they have a special lounge for you to go in and hang out where
Yeah.
they give you complimentary drinks or complimentary smokes. It's different things that is available for you. Like you get perks.
Yeah.
Some of the other cards have cash back features on it. So you might get, 3 to 4% cash back for every time you swipe the card.
But they charge you 3.5% to use the cards now. And then
You
they
got
charge you a $600 annual rate. That's why I
see
hate
that mean you got the wrong card, my brother.
it. So you look for the good one.
Yeah, you gotta look, you gotta search and find the ones that work best for you. That's the ultimate tip is to
Yeah.
not just go with the first thing smoking, but to actually take your time and look for stuff that would benefit you.
I'm talking about the business that you charge them with. They charge you 3.5% on the business.
Certain
Yeah.
businesses will charge you that because they don't want to
So
they
you
don't want
paying
to
it
incur
twice.
them fees. Yeah, because they
Mm,
have to pay that fee on the first on the
exactly.
back end.
Right, right, right.
Yeah, so they take it from you. And I mean that's the perks of you getting. But again, that doesn't take away from your points. That actually adds to your points that you get because
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
making you pay more money.
But that 1.5% cash back though, that's where you're losing.
Yeah, yeah, but you still get the cash back as well.
Mm.
On top of that, but it's just like I said, it's a
It's
give take
about, yeah,
situation.
it
So
is.
you just have to weigh it out on how you want to do it.
I'd
Yeah,
say for the people, if you just getting started in it, um, get you learning the game and everything, get something with no annual fee.
exactly.
Um, and then that way you don't have to worry about it. And like I said, and then pay that joint off every month. And then and read the benefits. So I have a Hilton Amex. And what it did was when we went to
DC.
Howard for the game, we were there in expensive as DC, and I didn't pay anything for my hotel room. I paid the
Nice.
valet, and that was it, because I had the points built up. And when you read it, what you also have to look at is like for this particular card, they give points based on the usage and where you use it. So I get like 7 times points if I use it at a hotel.
Mm.
If I go to a restaurant, I get like 5 times. And then there's some things that are only, basically point for dollar or 3 times, depending on what the use is. And so
Mm.
that's why a lot of people have rotating cards. I'll use this card if I go to dinner, but if I'm going to buy a TV, I'll use this card, things like that.
I got
And studying.
All right.
I mean, I know a little something, a little
Who
So,
something.
is studying? Look at it.
you.
good question. Should someone with bad credit avoid credit cards altogether?
Mm.
If you got bad credit, you probably don't get no credit card
It'll be a high interest rate, right?
if you get one.
If you get one,
If
yeah,
you get one.
yeah,
But again, that's that, and you're not going to get a large limit even if you have
yeah,
bad credit. So you should definitely get it because you want to work from bad to good.
Okay.
So you should get the card that you can get, and
Mhm.
again, you still want to follow the principles in which we provided for you. But if you can't get a credit card or if they're charging you those annual fees, go the route that we talked about before with talking to your bank, the credit unions, and using the kickoffs and the chimes and the credit strongs. Use those tools that you have available to help build it until you can go get the credit card with no annual fee.
yeah. Well, let me ask you this, man. I got a daughter. She going to college, so I put her on my credit card. That was a big mistake. I just saw my bill last week. So by doing it that way, am I teaching my daughter good etiquette on the credit card? And if am I building her credit up? How can we teach our kids how to be wise on credit?
Not for seeing your name.
But
If it's
she on there though. She on the
Oh,
card.
okay.
But
She on the
remember, he
account.
just said co-signing.
Yeah, okay.
It can't help you and hurt you, right?
now what you've done is you're not necessarily co-signing with a credit card. You have added her on as an authorized user.
Oh, so that's not helping her credit out at all?
It is.
Okay.
It is starting to establish her credit.
Okay.
But here's what I would say to help her out even more is to put her on there and don't even give her a card.
Oh, just put on
Hmm.
there. I was
Yeah.
just killing two birds with one stone, put it on there in case she need to use
In case she needs to use
it.
it, but
Yeah.
she says that she's decided that she needed to use it, huh?
Yeah, she always calls and said, Dad, I need to
Yes.
use it. Yeah, but you know how it is.
The biggest thing is normally we would add them on and don't even give them a card, just be able to add it on. That's actually just for anybody out there. If you know somebody that needs help building their credit and you have good credit and you have a good credit card, you can add them on to your card as well and have them pay you a little bit to make you a little extra money, maybe even make
Oh,
your payment that month.
really? So when my credit go up 100 points, hers go up 100 points on that particular card. Does how
It's
that work?
it's her score, her credit score, at whatever her score. Now, again, she doesn't
Right.
have all
But
the
she
other
don't
things
have it,
that
right?
you have,
Right.
so she's just gonna have her own particular credit score.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever that may be at the time would depend on what the rest of her profile looks like.
Well, is there an app or a tool that us as parents can give our kids to help them learn about this or help them, get, be better, be wise on credit?
Man, that's a great question. I think that would be something that you guys should design.
Hmm.
Design it. But Ken is our programmer. Ken, get on that shit, man.
That
All the
but I mean,
engineers,
as
y'all got
far
all these
as
engineers on here.
program,
We gotta talk to Wes about that one. What
but
you
as
saying?
far
So
as
you design an
programs,
app that help the kids out? That you saying?
to help the kids out to learn credit is really just sitting down and teaching them how money works.
Yeah.
Um, it's the to actually have the conversations with them about budgeting, to walk them out. Like, again, go to most local banks I know do have things that the kids can utilize as far as teaching them with the different cards that they can have so they can start budgeting and understanding it. But as far as the credit is concerned,
Mhm.
yeah, that's something that I had to just sit down with my kids and talk to them about it.
Yeah. Well, we doing good. My daughter's doing good. She makes sure she asks me before she used the card, so I don't
That's
have any surprises.
that's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because I had a surprise with mine, like,
Uh-oh.
but it was video games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get you every time.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to someone who feels overwhelmed and don't know where to start?
Welcome to my world.
All right.
Welcome to my world. I've been there, I've done that. If you want to call me, I can talk you off the ledge. Because there's light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes, sir.
Um, there's nothing that you can't come back from, no score you can't come back from. I've seen people in the 300s come up to the sevens. Like, it's nothing that's too hard for us. We can get back right in a matter of years, sometime months.
Gotta be
It's,
patient, huh?
yeah, just gotta walk it out.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
Pauldo, do you guys offer your services just for Tennessee, or can you help anybody anywhere?
Oh man, we can be anywhere in the 50 states. The great thing about, as far as our software, like, it's not, we don't do credit repair anymore. I have a partnership with someone that we can offer credit repair for somebody, but what we generally use is AI software. We have an AI software that basically takes your credit report, and based on all of the stuff in the world, we can have the letters created for you so you can send those letters out as needed and build your credit score back up. And then we also give you the different trade lines, the additional options that you can go ahead and say, okay, I can go to the bank and I can go ahead and get this pledge loan or this secured loan or this personal loan to help start me building my credit back up. Yeah.
So you saying that it's more beneficial to do the professional service versus somebody's like ambitious DIYer, you know what I'm saying?
It's I go with something that works is what I would say. Again, if you want to do it yourself, then you can. It's just seek help to do it. Like, don't just try to go at it on your own when you don't have to. There's a lot of information that's out there right now, but there's also a lot of scams out there right now.
Mhm.
So that's why I say you can fix your credit yourself, and utilizing the software that we have, then we can walk you through building your credit up, because we also have a mentorship that we offer during that time. We also have other people that are going through the process that you can lean on at that time. So if you're going to go through with a group that's doing it so that you can see it, and again, don't just jump right in, do your research about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Do a little diligence of checking it out and reading and see if they got a Better Business Bureau rating. If they don't, you might want to, not mess with them.
So speaking of scams or fraud, what are some red flags that our listeners need to be looking out for when it comes to people, you know, claiming they can do something maybe with their credit, or what are some of the red flags you should look out for?
Never guarantee anything being done within so many days. I like, if a person says, "Man, I can get your score up in 30 days." If they say that they can do that, then it's a red flag. Can it be done in 30 days? Yes. But can I guarantee that it will be? No. Because I don't know what the credit bureau is going to say when we send the letters in. I don't know for a fact what they're going to say. I know it's a chance for them to say, "Hey, you know what? Yeah, you're right. This needs to come off your report. Let's go ahead and get it off." But is it a guarantee that it will? No. Now, over a 6 month time period, if I can if I can't remove anything from your report, that means I can't help you. So with our company, we usually have somebody that's going to say, "Hey," like the partner we work with called Credit Likes. Credit Likes, the guy that started that, he's got all kinds of books that he's written on the subject, and he has a guarantee that in 6 months he can't do anything for it, then he'll give you all your money back because he's not able to help. Like, those are the types of things that you can rest on. But if somebody just simply says, "Yeah, I get you straight in 30 days, let's go get it."
Scam. You said all your money back. How much they charge?
Right.
Well, I mean, and that's the thing about what we do is it's not as much. Like, I've come across people that charge $5,000 for the service.
If I had $5,000, I would probably need that on hand like that.
Now again, it's not for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Other people it is for, because you got doctors and lawyers out here that got bad credit,
Yeah,
but
they
they
are.
got the money.
Yeah.
They have bad credit.
Yeah.
So
When I was working
if I see
electronics, yeah.
if I see a doctor and a lawyer that need help, $5,000, I'll take the time to get it done for you.
I got you. I got you.
You
Yeah, I
see what
got
I'm saying?
you. Yeah,
It
yeah,
just depends on your target market.
yeah.
But even with them, like I said, at the same time, I myself wanted to be more of the underserved communities.
Mhm.
So, and I realize again, most of us don't know what we don't know. So the lower that I can make the ticket for them, the better. And it allows them to be able to grow with me as I help them grow.
All right, so tell me this. Getting ready to wrap things up here, or at least the question portion of all of this, is if you could give just one piece of advice to a person to help improve their credit, what would it be?
Make sure you got a budget. Make sure you got a budget in place.
Hmm.
Because like I said, that if you got a budget in place, that means you know where your money's going at all times, every cent. And if you're doing that, that means you don't have problems with having too much month left on your check.
Hmm.
How many credit cards? Too much? Too many, man.
There's not a
There's no
limit.
limit. I
If
figured
you
you gonna say that.
if you can handle it, you can handle it.
Dang,
Yeah, I know
dang.
people with 50 cards.
I'll forget, bro. I mean, I forget what payment is
That,
due.
that's called set up auto pay.
Yeah, yeah. I hate auto pay, but yeah, you're right.
Yep. That if you scared of auto pay, that means you ain't got no budget.
No, I just hate it. No, I hate it. I pay on time. I just hate it. I don't like people going in my account, man.
Yeah, but see, that's what I said. If you have it set up, there's certain accounts that you have that's all it does.
Yeah.
It's there just to pay bills.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have another account set up for this. So neither shall the other two shall pass.
Yeah, hook me up with a Delta card with no anyway.
So, excuse me, are there any resources like books,
Yeah.
websites, programs, anything like that that you would recommend to those wanting to learn more about credit repair, just the whole process?
Man, you can go to our website, nove.com/ask for Pauldo.
Okay. All right. Now, but again, before we close this out, I know we haven't gotten into this too much, so here's a chance to just speak your stuff and talk your stuff. How can let listeners? I know you just kind of gave it, but how can listeners connect with you and learn more about your services and tell us about any special services? I think you just rolled out something new within the last couple of weeks. Can you give us a taste of that and tell us what you guys do in the new service or whatever?
Man, absolutely. Again, what I'm a part of is Nove is Nove is basically the credit and money company. We're like an Amazon for financial services. Whether it's anything to do with credit and money, we pretty much have at it. So what we talk about is again going from personal all the way to business because we want to bridge the wealth gap. The wealth gap is something that's most important to us, and the way that we do that is we have to close it by ownership, whether that be in owning houses, owning property, or owning businesses. We have to start the ownership talk, the ownership conversation. So when I say we have to change the mindset of where we are, like most people have their money in regular banks as far as their savings accounts and things like that. Those regular banks are giving you what 0.002% or something like that.
Nothing.
Yeah, a little bit of nothing. So what we've done here recently is we have a program of high yield savings accounts to where we're offering those at 3.75%, 4%, 4.5%. These are savings accounts that we're asking people that you can go ahead and start getting these and putting your money to work for you. Because remember, I told you earlier, your money is supposed to make money. right? So because your money is supposed to make money, you want to put it in an investment account that does that for you. And that's what these high yield savings accounts are doing. And that's where we're running our program right now. And just because, like I said, I would love for you guys to understand we're in a contest right now. I'm trying to be number one in that spot of getting the most high yield savings accounts open. So for all of y'all, I'm gonna send you my link when we get done so we can have it posted so everybody can be able to see it and get it going. Um, because right now, most high yield savings accounts, there's a minimum amount that you have to put in it to be able to get it, right? But we have some that you can get started with no minimum down. You don't even have to have any money to deposit right now, but you can get started on this account and get the money put in as you go, right? We have other ones that it costs $1 to set up the direct deposit, to deposit $1 and we can get started. But what we want to do is to, again, bridge that gap through ownership, and that's to creating it through the leverage of starting off with credit, budgeting, and build all the way up to business credit and ownership. Now, I don't know if any of you guys know anything about business credit. Have you tapped into any of that yet?
No, sir.
Nobody? Well,
No.
that's definitely the conversation that we need to have since we have the urban retrospect as a business that can be created to expand to share out to the masses. Because if you can get what you need with the capital, then you can start doing other things to help other people. And I know you guys, based on everything that I've talked to you guys about, y'all are all about helping others. That's why I'm here. So yeah, it's something that's great and working on. Um, I can be reached out to. You can go to Facebook, Keith Pauldo, um, Pauldo Enterprises. You can also find me on Instagram, Ask for Pauldo. That's ASK, the number 4, and then Pauldo, my last name. That's PAULDO. And don't ever forget the dough. You know what I'm talking about?
What's the origin of your last name, man? I bet that was fun in college.
Um, I don't know. I used to make up lies and say it was a Negro slave.
Man, what? You sound like my boy Wes.
listen, listen. I used to tell
Yeah,
people because I have no idea
that's
where it really
different, bro.
comes from. But I
Yeah.
said I used to tell people, man, the slave master name was Paul, and he used to always tell them to do stuff. So instead of do, they just put it to dope. So it's Paul Doe.
Paul, no. Nice, I love it.
King Cobra.